Cheryl Cran is our guest. She's a leadership expert. She's also an author of 4 books, 5 to come. One of them is 100 Ways to Make Generations X, Y, and Zoomers Happy at Work.
Yes.
So first of all, if you're an X, you're how old?
Generation X, you're in your 30s up until your mid to late 40s. Generation Y, you're in your 20s and up to your early 30s. And Zoomers, you are 49 and up.
And plus.
Yes.
They used to call us war babies.
That's why it's baby boomer. Yeah.
Exactly it is. And Moses Znaimer, of course, termed it Zoomer. And people are working longer, 65, 75, enjoying it.
Yeah, I just interviewed David Foote yesterday, the author of Boom, Bust, and Echo.
Yes.
I interviewed him for Speaking of Impact magazine.
Was he in town?
No, he's at his cabin in Ontario.
Oh, of course he is.
Yes.
No, he's brilliant.
He's a brilliant man, but he was talking about, we were talking about the generations and its impact, and he was saying that the next largest generation, which I have concurred with my research, is Generation Y. Generation X are the ones squeezed in the middle, who've had to fight for, actually a lot of Generation X are entrepreneurs, because they've had to fight for position and voice, and so they're making their own way.
And what about the Ys? You told me once, I think, that they feel more entitled. Like I should go in and be the president of this company tomorrow.
Yeah.
I haven't started as the secretary or the you know, the RN.
Yeah.
I want to be the doctor now.
I'm really sensitive to the entitled thing because it's become almost a point of contention, you know, in corporate. And so, you know, my whole focus about the generations is about unifying them. Okay, so what are the strengths of each of the generations? How can we work together? I always test the, you know, whole concept of, are Gen Ys really entitled? And the different, and I know that we feel they are because we've had to work really hard to get where we are. But really for Gen Ys, what's happened is we've had a baby boomer parent coddle the Gen Y to the point of them expecting more than we ever expected at the same age. And that's really what it is.
Maybe they're just creative.
They are creative as well, and they have high expectations. How dare they?
Because we said, you can have the world, kid.
Exactly, exactly.
And our mothers said to us, don't get so big for your britches.
You know, speak when spoken to.
Exactly.
Right.
Sit down and behave.
Right, yeah, exactly.
None of us minded, but, you know, well, some of us did. Right.
People like you and I.
Of course we did. We were perfect children. When you look at a mastermind course, do you talk about partnerships?
Yes.
Who to partner with, who not to partner with, when to dump your partner?
We do talk about partnerships because, again, a lot of women do very well in partnership because we're collaborative by nature. But by looking at what's a strategic partner. Tracy and I right now have a client who's based in Connecticut. We actually just had a phone session with her on Mastermind, and we were saying to her, she's got three partnership opportunities. And we were saying to her, when you're evaluating those, you have to look at what are you going to get, what are you going to get in return, and we practice a model where we talk about percentages. So if they're marketing for you, then you would negotiate a certain percentage. If they're just partnering up on your delivery, then a certain percentage. So we do address partnership opportunities, and we actually both believe that the future is in partnership. It really is. For entrepreneurs, you know, you look at Tim Hortons and mixing with other organizations, you look at Starbucks in the United States inside the Albertsons, we're seeing more and more of that kind of thing
coming together
forward.
And with different, I make a good donut, you make a good cup of coffee, let's come together. Let's give somebody a cup of coffee while they're reading a book.
Exactly right. The chapters model or the...
Sure. Yeah. But some people go into partnerships and you get that gut feeling, this is not the right person for me to be with, but you're entangled. You're entangled money-wise, bank-wise.
Right.
You worked hard, both of you, but there's something about the mix just doesn't mix.
Well, Tracy and I are partners in this project, the Triple M Mastermind, and I've got to tell you, it's not without examining what are our values. And I think the key questions is, what are our values? Are they aligned? In Tracy and I's case, they are very much aligned. We're both focused on helping entrepreneurs be very successful while having a life that's fulfilling. That's our values are very aligned. We're both focused on creating, you know, in our work, she's a coaching practice, I'm a speaker and an author. In our own practices, we're about being true to our word, having integrity. If you look at all the common values and those are aligned, usually the partnership is pretty likely to succeed.
Sure, and it's great words, as you know. We all think we have integrity and we're focused and we're disciplined.
And it gets tested, trust me.
And it gets tested all the time, and then you get into the stormy waters, and many people hang on too long.
I agree with that.
You hang on too long in personal relationships, too long in business relationships, because you're afraid to mess up what you've put together.
Yeah, I think though, you know, if the future is partnership, we need to be better at personal accountability when entering our partnerships. So what was my expectation? What do I want? If I'm not getting it, am I communicating? I think there's a lot of things that have to happen
Sure.
inside a partnership for it
Well,
to succeed.
my father always said, and I have no idea if he was right or not, never partner up with a friend.
Yeah.
That'll be the end of the friendship.
I don't think that's true anymore.
No, I don't either.
Look at Bob's and Lolo.
I know, exactly. And many young women, young men I've had here who were friends from high school,
Yep.
decided to make cupcakes.
Yeah, I
all
don't think
worked
that's
out.
true. I think in that era, yes, I think that might have been true at that time. A little bit more competitive industrial manufacturing. We've really come a long way with technology and other things that
Sure.
have shifted that. Yeah.
Did you address dressing for success in the last mastermind, how people look?
No,
There
we
was
don't
that-
go there. No,
You don't go there,
we
so
don't,
you stay
we don't
away
go to
from
the appearance
that.
because the women we're attracting are already fairly successful.
sure.
I mean, and we have a level of expectation. So we don't, you know, if somebody were to ask us, we would certainly give some opinion, but it's not part of the curriculum. No.
Okay.
No.
And another thing about being successful is you need somebody to CYA, or what can I say, have your back, or cover your arse, right?
Yes. You mean in a partnership standpoint?
In
or-
any.
I think in life you need people that have your back. I think that's absolutely true. And again, from a entrepreneurial standpoint, a lot of people think I can go it alone, the lone wolf mentality. I don't need anyone else. A lot of women think, you know, I can be a hero. I can. That's actually the wrong approach. It needs to be, who is my support team? Who do I have in my support system? Who do I want to look for in my support? And we do focus a lot of time on that. Do you have the right support structures in place to support your success?
Okay, and finding a mentor.
That's right. Yeah.
Really important, don't you
Yeah.
think? Somebody who
Yeah.
knows more than you know, and when you get stuck in any aspect.
Yeah. Well, actually, Tracy and I consider ourselves mastermind facilitators / mentors.
Right.
Because we're providing insight and knowledge that we've experienced in working with other entrepreneurs. The role of mentor is changing a lot because a lot of people are so busy that they're not even agreeing to it anymore. I'm noticing it's very difficult. I've been fortunate to have a mentor for a long time, but being very, I know I get asked to be a mentor, and I always am cautious because of time and commitment.
And you try to be everything to everyone, and you just can't do that. And when entrepreneurs burn out, when anybody burns out, that's often it.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't take time for yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. I would think entrepreneurs, you know, if you can find a mentor, that's great, but also being willing to put yourself in group environments, in a mastermind environment, where you can expose yourself, get some insight, get creative ideas, and then learn from that.
Sure, and
look
leverage your
forward.
skills
Yeah.
and have lots of warmth and warmth.
Exactly.
Oh, nice to see you
Nice to see
again.
you too, Fanny.
So Mastermind Retreat, October 14th, 15th, triplemastermind.com.
Yes. Triple M Mastermind.
Triple M Mastermind Retreat, I should say.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cheryl Cran, last book. This is the last one. Or is that the
most
leadership
recent
book?
one, yes.
Most recent one. Not the last one,
Not
gosh.
the last.
101 Ways to Make Generations X, Y, and Zoomers Happy at Work.